Okay, welcome to another review. This time we're looking at the AMK KFIR C2 C7. This actually is a 172nd kit. Bit of an unusual kit for me, but I thought, well, for a kit that's around a tenner, let's have a look. And I've heard a lot of good things about AMK, so I thought it might be a quick project. You never know. Going around the sides, you've actually got a number of different options, which is nice. So Colombia, you've got Ecuador, Israeli. So you've got quite a lot of choices, and plus obviously this scheme on the front. Yeah, so let's crack the box open. I can't actually see a part number on there. Here you go. So this looks, this looks like to be kit 86002. So let's crack the box open. This is sort of fairly standard top opening box. So I've got the instructions first. Again, lovely. Considering this is a kit, I think you can even pick this for under a tenner. The first thing you see, quality instruction leaflet. You've got your colour version. You've got 5 choices, which is really nice. We've also got paints here. They don't seem to be any particular brand. What's nice is they have got the federal standard numbers, so you should be able to fairly easily work out what colours you want. Let's put some extra light on, see if that helps a bit. Yeah, so anyway, get straight to the build. It's obviously going to be a pretty simple build. It's a 172nd kit, so we've got the cockpit going together pretty quickly. Looks like we've got some decals for the instrument panel and pretty much sandwiching the halves together. Obviously it's quite important to decide what weapons call out, what version you're doing, because you need to drill a certain number of holes here. We've then got the sort of wheel wells going in. Looks nice and sturdy, and everything going in together there. It's an interesting actual pamphlet that kind of folds out. And we've really got the wing meeting, the wings meeting the main body, the intakes going in here, and here, various lumps and bumps at the bottom, flaps, wheels, front wheels, nose, engine at the back there, got a reasonable depth of engine, nice. Then funnily enough, the injection seat, again for a 172nd kit, there's at least 4 parts making it up. All the collar call-outs are sort of numbered here, and it looks like actually there's 2 different injection seats. I don't know which is for which version, but obviously you do your research there. Canopy going on, looks nice, and you've got obviously your bombs, your weapons call-out. We've actually got a sprue map at the back there. We've got obviously a weapons configuration layout, and then we've got a lovely colour call-out. Of the different, obviously for the different versions, bombs, colours and everything, and wow, there looks to be a lot of stencils for such a for a 172nd scale kit, so that's going to be fun. I don't know whether the USA one really has try and get my words out, has fewer stencils than the others, but if you don't like deckling, that's probably a good version. And actually the 3-tone sort of grey is quite different. So yeah, that looks a nice options there. Nice little kit, goes together fairly quickly, hopefully. Let's start with, so we've got various packs. It's all packed separately, which is nice. In here, I think what we'll do is we'll crack open this main packet first with the fuselage. Then quality plastic bags. Wow, so what can we say here? So I don't know how well you can see that, but the level of detail on that wing is fantastic for the scale. Arguably it's a little perhaps a recess panel's a bit large for the scale, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Once you get some paint on there, it's certainly under a wash, you'll get all the detail will come out. Interestingly, then we've got the fuselage halves. They're not quite as sharp. Again, I don't know how well you can see it. the panel lines just aren't quite as crisp as this sort of under wing. They're still there, they're still recessed. There's some riveting detail, it still looks quite nice and I'm sure it'll be good, but it just doesn't look quite as crisp as this under the wing here. So we've got some nice detail again on these smaller parts, sort of back of the cockpit there, the sort of HUD part here. We've got two different instrument panels, which again, for the scale, pretty good. You know, the parts themselves, there's no flash. Doesn't seem to be any sink marks or anything too unpleasant. Ejection pin, again, this you've got this lovely detail in the gear bay here. No injection pin marks where there shouldn't be from what I can see. All looks pretty good. There's even a little bit of sidewall detail in there as well, so that's nice. So let's pop that in there. Then we come on to the next sprue. So here we go, the tops of the wings. Again, the detail is nice. It's quite sharp, recessed panel lines. Over here, it's all nice. The nose, two-piece nose. Then we've got various fuel tanks here, which again have got some nice recessed detail. Yeah, again for a 172nd kit, there's a lot of lovely detail on there. That's a really nice looking kit. Then we've kind of got a bag of all the little bits and pieces here. This has kind of got the engine, the injection seat, by the looks of things, or the injection seats. This is, as you can see, there's two options. Nice, they're totally separate. Level of detail for a 172nd. Let's do these one at a time, maybe. Let's see if you can see that pretty little in the focus. There we go. Very, very nice. Same for that one. Very good. Then we've kind of got various bomb racks here, gear. The nozzle here is really nice actually. The various bits and pieces again, all the quality of the small parts, there's no flash or anything on there. That's nice, beautiful. Again, we've got more bits. The wheels are separate hubs, so that's nice for painting, makes it easier. And again, level of detail is great. And that's just a replica of the one we've just seen. Now, as some of you have probably already worked with AMK kits, you probably know what's really nice with these is the weapons. There's no two halves, there's no horrible seams you're going to have to get rid of by the looks of things. Although we may have to do a little bit of work, but the quality, you know, single mould, piece mould. Sorry, it really doesn't want to focus that close up. A bit of a lighting issue today. I won't get them all out, but they're pretty much the same. We'll just have a look at a couple of the others. And again, I mean, yeah, you're not going to have these horrible seam lines to clean up. There's a little bit of clean up maybe needed by the looks of things, but on the whole, you know, it's there, it's ready to go. Just, you know, little clean up, paint, job done, no mucking around. I won't open all these others because they're going to be pretty much the same in there. So that's really nice. And then the last two bits we've got here is our clear parts. They're pretty good. Again, a slight scuffing on there, but nothing I couldn't clean out. You know, for a 172nd, they don't appear to be too chunky, too thick. They're nice and clear. Yeah, that's pretty impressive actually. Hopefully you can see those there. Yeah, nice. Very impressed. And then last of all, the decals. Nicely sealed in a separate bag. A piece of coverage. Yeah, they look Nice. They're quite glossy. I don't think who prints these for AMK, but they did them themselves. They've kind of got a... they're perhaps a bit thicker than some, and they've kind of got this sort of almost like this, I don't know how well you can see it there. They're on with Hobby Boss in some respects. There's almost like there's something, I don't know what you'd call it. There's obviously a release or an agent or something, but maybe that'll be okay. They certainly don't seem bad. They're quite clear. You know, the instrument decals are a bit basic, but then, you know, it's 1/72. I'm not quite sure what you're going to expect, but certainly, you know, the detail and the writing is pretty clear, sharp. Colours are pretty good, so not bad at all. Well, that's a lovely little kit. Thanks for watching. I hope that was useful for you. Certainly if you want a small kit for under a tenner or around a tenner, definitely recommend it. Thanks for watching.